Clint Black talking with us here on WSGS. How are you?
Well, I've been better, but I've been worse. I can do without my doctor, but I need my nurse.
Well, I hear you.
I'm doing great.
You're a great singer. You're a great artist. And just want you to know a little bit about this station has always been really true to traditional country. We do play the hits, too, currently, but we always mix it in with a good balance.
That's great. We need it.
Yeah, I wish there was more of that. We certainly are a big fan of all the music that you've shared with the radio audiences around the country since the 80s, I guess.
Oh, thank you.
We're looking forward to a concert here nearby, too. I don't know if you've ever been in the eastern part of Kentucky, but if not, we hope you enjoy your time here, and we're looking forward to a great show.
Thanks. I think this is my first time to Hindman.
Well,
pretty sure.
Our station is about 20 miles from there. We've been talking with people that have been putting the show on in Hindman, and we also are looking forward to the unique thing, I guess, we've heard about is you're going to actually do the first album in its entirety. Is that still the plan?
Yeah, it was 35 years ago Killing Time came out. And by the way, was it obvious I haven't been to Hindman and mispronouncing it?
That's okay.
I always get the audiences to tell me how to pronounce them if I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, that's a common thing that happens everywhere, I know.
We're doing the album track 1 through 10 in order.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure that was going to be favorable, but we've been doing it for a while now, and it's been working great. I tell you, I've forgotten how much I loved singing those songs from that first album.
Yeah, well, some of them I guess you hadn't done in a while, even though it'd be hard not
35
to.
years.
So many hits are on that album that I can't imagine you not doing them most of your shows, but certainly not the whole album.
Yeah, there's a song or two that gets left out in favor of latter hits, but they always get cycled back in. But songs like You're Gonna Leave Me Again and Winding Down and Straight from the Factory, those we've done Straight from the Factory a few times over the years, but Winding Down and I'll Be Gone and You're Gonna Leave Me Again, I haven't done them in 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah. We had to go back and remember what we played, how we played it.
It's been so long. I understand that. Tell us a little bit about your band and who's touring with you when you're out on the road these days.
Well, I have the best musicians in their price range. I can guarantee you that.
Okay.
I have a great band. 2 of them have been with me since the beginning. When I put the band, Hayden and I, my lead guitarist, who I wrote, 6 out of the 10 songs on there with, we together put the band together for the showcase for RCA, and the bass player who was in the band then and played on that album is still with me. A couple of guys have been with me for a decade or more, and my cousin just joined us, Wes Fowler, on pedal steel guitar. He finally retired from his day job and was able to go on the road. And my keyboardist, we kind of stole from Brooks and Dunn when they weren't looking.
Okay.
Dwayne Rowe. Yeah, and I've got a great guy, Jason Mowry, plays fiddle, dobro, acoustic guitar, lap steel. Of course, my drummer, we swiped from Lee Greenwood when he wasn't looking. Okay. Everybody moves around a little bit.
Yeah.
But, and the last time I ran into Lee, I said, hey, hope you didn't mind. We stole Andy from you, Andy Hall. And they're a great band. They get a chance to play. So if you like it when the singer is done and you don't end the song, and instead the band gets to stretch out and you get to hear some great instrumentalists, we do a good bit of that. And so it's fun. It's fun to see these great musicians really stretching it out, trying not to break it.
You've been a part of so many songs as far as the writer. Are you still actively writing songs?
I am, yeah. I've written all my songs except for one once. Fun of it, I cut an outside song, and then I've done some covers, as you know, like Desperado. Mm-hmm. But I still have too many songs to record that I've written, and it's just, I was afraid I wouldn't be able to keep up with my career in the beginning, so I set out to always stay ahead as far as the writing goes. Okay. So the last album I released was in 2020. That was Out of Sane, and that was all original except for one cover song I covered with a totally reimagined production of Everybody's Talking at Me. rocked it up a la Tom Petty. It's
Okay.
not very country, but we just decided to try something completely different and see if we can keep from ruining it.
Okay.
And no mail, folks, if you hate it.
I'm sure that was fun to do too.
Yeah, it was a blast.
You got the writing continuously going on, I guess, and you demo the songs and then kind of wait till maybe later when they might end up in a project?
Yeah, when I record an album, by the time I get to the end of it, because I'm producing them myself and I do a lot of the engineering, not the really serious stuff, but I'm really involved in it. So by the time I get toward the end of the album, it's more science than art at that point. I'm, looking at everything technically, and there's no more mojo left in it for me at that point. And I can't sleep, because the songs keep playing in my head, and I sleep about 5 hours a night. And it's a list why the album, this last one's named Out of Sane, because that's kind of where I end up by the end of it. And so I have to be far enough removed from that to forget how that was at the end before I really want to make another one. So it's usually about 5 years, and then I start to get the itch. But I think, and that's about where I am now, 4 years since the last one. So I'm starting to get that itch now, and I'm going to do a lot more writing. I'll have way too many songs to cut when I go back in. I've always had about 3 albums worth of songs written every time I go in. So it's just sometimes it's the best songs win and get on there, and sometimes it's just, the newer songs are more exciting because they're fresh and new, so they get in. Just released a song a little while back with a whole bunch of guests on there, This Old House. And that was a song that Hayden and I had written for the Killin' Time record. But we had another waltz, Walking Away, that was one of my hits that beat it out. We didn't want to have 2 waltzes on the album. And so it kept getting pushed aside for newer, fresher stuff over the years. And I finally, when we released the live album, Still Killin' Time, the live versions, and then I thought, well, now maybe we should dig that song up. That turned out to be an homage to the Grand Ole Opry. We made a video with a bunch of great backstage stuff.
We played it as soon as we got it when it was new and first released, but I had no idea that it had that much history behind it, that it was done all those years ago.
Yeah, it was forgotten about because I'd written so many songs in the interim, and then I thought, well, it should have been on Killin' Time, and it wasn't, so it's at least going to be on the live album.
Okay. And how much, in this point in your career and your life, how much touring versus taking time off to get away from it, balance the both? Are you still on the road a whole lot?
Yeah, I'm on the road now. I'm standing in my bus in a parking lot. I do about 70 to 80 cities a year. And, I still love it. I need to do at least that much touring to keep my band and crew together. I have people that have been with me forever. I don't want to leave them hanging and, have to go find something else to do.
Right.
If you want to keep great people around, you're going to need to do at least that much touring. It's maybe a little more than I would do at this point, but it's, I've gotten my arms around it, Faron, as you know, when your career's exploding, you're going so many directions, really even understand how it's all put together. But it's taken me, 35 years to get to the point where it can be done more smartly. So I get some good breaks in there. It's not, constant like it used to be.
Okay.
So it's still fun and fresh.
Add a little bit of information on your daughter being involved in doing some singing and singing with the band and so forth.
Yeah, she just has a great talent, a great voice. She's really sweet. She's 22. She's going to be 23 next month. I started to notice a real drive in her. Wasn't something that we would have ever pushed her toward, rather ask questions and see where that leads you. Harry Truman said the best way to advise your children on what they should do is to find out what they'd like to do, and then advise them to do it. So that's kind of what we're doing, and being guides and counselors to her, and waiting to see what she does with it.
Okay.
Because as you know, you can't do it for them, shouldn't do it for them, and it really is the sort of thing where, you know, if you aren't driven to this, you shouldn't be doing it, because it's hard enough if you love it, but if you don't. And so she's in the songwriting phase, building her chops on that. She released an EP, some songs I produced on her. A couple of them were from the live tour when she and Lisa, my wife, joins me. One of them was a song I'd written with David Foster, and it wasn't right for me, so I produced it on her. It's called Never Knew Love.
Okay.
So now it's up to her. She's got to do, and she can write songs. So I'm standing by, and waiting for that next moment of advice and counsel.
Well, we'll keep our eyes and ears open to see what happens, too, along the way. We're aware of that she has got the talent and got the interest, so hopefully a good break will come along.
Keep an eye out for her on Music Mayhem. She's going down to the CMT Awards in Austin this weekend, and she's going to be interviewing celebrities on the red carpet.
Oh, okay.
Which is just going to be a thrill for me, her dad.
Oh, yeah.
To watch how she does with that. And I've already told a few of my buddies to keep an eye out for her.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's a great experience. Yeah. Is she currently not on the tour that you're doing right now, or was that last year?
She's not. We would do about 20, 25 cities together.
Okay.
With her mom and her joining me. But that's done for this year. You're just stuck with me and the guys.
Okay.
Couldn't bring the beauty on this trip.
We got some great singing and picking to look forward to in our area, and we know a lot of people are excited about your appearance here. So we'll just keep putting the word out, playing your music, and plan on seeing you over at Knott County Central Gymnasium in Hindman, Kentucky. I hope everything goes great, and I'm sure it will.
Thank you. Thanks for your help with the show. We're excited. We don't get to do a ton of shows in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So we always look forward to it. The country fans up there are the best.
I appreciate that. Yeah, there's some serious people that love it, so they'll be there to see you. And stay in touch with us anytime, you're doing a Kentucky show or whatever. We'd like to hear from you, so maybe we can get to talk again.
I will.
All right, Clint.
All right. Well,
thank you.
Appreciate your help.
Okay.
Take care.